Hello, welcome back to Scale Me Down and to part 2 in our Jet Legends Gripen project. Remember to like and subscribe to support the channel. In the last episode we made some measurements of the fan swept area, and since then off camera I've made some drawings for the construction of a jet tube. Since last time I found the nose section is completely removable by just removing these 4 bolts from the nose section. This is going to make transport, installation and storage miles easier. There's lots of conflicting evidence as to where the centre of gravity should be. The Jet Legend instructions would put it here at 170 millimeters, but there's many members of the RC forums that say that this is completely unflyable and use 145 or 140 millimeters, some with and some without canard input. As the correct placement for the centre of gravity is critical for flight, and therefore affects things like the placement of the batteries, radio gear and even the main wheels, we have to get this right. But we're going to do this the fun way. And here I've cut myself a kit of parts to make a quarter scale model of the scale model, and we can experiment with the centre of gravity and control throws until we get this just right. I'm going to use this 50mm FMS fan to power the model. I've designed and 3D printed this jet tube for it to fit in, which will become the heart of the model, with the Depron parts glued between these fins. It was a simple build, so I won't bore you with it here, but here she is finished with a splash of colour from the airbrush. Now, let's see how she flies, and all being well, we'll transfer the centre of gravity and control throws over to the bigger model. It's a good job we're not easily discouraged, as it took quite a bit to get this to fly at all. Thankfully, we had our friend Charles on hand, who's good at this hand launching business. We did eventually get it to fly well, but it was very underpowered, so I devised this simple thrust test. It was producing less than half the thrust it should have been, so I redesigned the tube to have an exhaust of 95% of the fan swept area rather than 90%. Wow, what a difference! Nearly 3 times more power. So it's clear that the design of this jet tube is critical, and it'll also be critical on the big Gripen. So next we'll fit this thrust tube to this model and try again. And then when we've really got the centre of gravity and control throws absolutely buttoned down, we'll regroup for episode 3. Until then, thanks for watching.